VITO is on. Your only connection to the very important top officer and unlimited sales success. Your host, Anthony Parinello, is a best-selling author. He's trained over 2 million sales professionals and 65 of the Fortune 100. This program will take you to sales heaven and keep you out of sales hell. So turn it up. Now, here's your host, Tony Parinello.
Today, here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about Linoleumville and wasting away in Linoleumville with the character I call Seemore. Seemore Jones, down in Linoleum, down in the bowels of the company, who always wants to see more of everything. More presentations and proposals and analyses and demos and site visits and referrals and all that kind of stuff. The Seemores of the world are interesting individuals. We salespeople tend to put way too much trust in their ability to get the sale completed. Many of us salespeople make mistakes, tremendous tactical mistakes, by putting our sale and our sales career in the hands of Seemore down in Linoleumville, and I rest assured that Seemore really doesn't know how to sell and would never be a salesperson. Now, this happens time and time again to all of us, and that's going to stop. It's going to stop if you follow my advice. Now, why am I so good at this? Why do I know this? Because I've learned it the hard way, and I don't really want you to have to learn it the way I learned how to get out of Linoleumville. When I started my sales career, I was very successful selling to the Seemores of the world. Just out of brute strength and determination, I had so many opportunities in my sales pipeline with the Seemores of the world down in Linoleumville, the engineers and head scientists, as I sold Hewlett-Packard computers back in the day. I had so much activity because I had so much energy, because I was so young, that down in Linoleumville I stirred the pot so much that I was actually voted Rookie of the Year. I was in the $1 Million Club for the first 4 years of my sales career because I just conquered it by brutal strength and determination. I endured the long sales cycles and the fallout and the minuscule sales that would come in as a result of working down in Linoleumville. Because down in Linoleumville, it's dark and dusty, and everything happens very slowly. And if it does happen at all, if your sale ever does happen, it's a little itsy-bitsy teensy sale. But if you got so many little itsy-bitsy teensy-weensy sales, you make your quota. Well, guess what? I get tired of that, as you will also. You've learned the lesson that the energy you put forth down in Linoleumville, well, you'll run out of it. And your sales will start to slump, as mine did. And I hope it doesn't happen to you before you learn the VITO dance, because I had to create the VITO dance back then out of desperation, not out of choice. I didn't want to sell to VITO. I had to sell to VITO because in my 4th year of sales, I was halfway through the year and at 19% of quota because I was running out of gas. And I had to get on track. I had 6 months to keep my job, and I did it by starting the VITO process way back then. Now, I've perfected it over the years, and that's what I'm teaching you, the perfected VITO dance. Now, it's not about ignoring the Seemores of the world down in Linoleumville. And, you could put all sorts of interesting titles on Seemores. They could be buyers or purchasing agents or head engineers or scientists or marketing managers, office managers. They could be the people who I choose to call the influencers because they're influential. They're not decision makers. They can influence the decision maker. The decision maker has to take the decision to shortlist to VITO, and then VITO, of course, has the ultimate veto power. So the VITO dance that you will learn and perfect under my guidance is not about excluding the Seemores of the world from your life or from your sales process. It's impossible. It's just putting them in the right order of priority, not giving them the entire authority because they have very little authority and very little influence. They give opinions. And so we have to stop starting our sales process down in Linoleumville. Oh, they're easy to get a hold of, and sure, they call you, fills up your calendar, your weekly sales calendar with lots of activity. But that activity takes time and takes the place of real sales work or the good work you need to be doing with VITO. So we need to flip-flop stuff around. You need to stop making your initial call on Seemore. You need to stop making so many sales calls on Seemore because they can't buy jack. And you need to start your sales process with VITO. And that's what we're all about, helping you start your sales process with VITO. So here's the first reality check that I want you to just get a piece of paper and write down what title did you make your last 20 sales calls on. Well, if you can't remember the last 20, let's look out in the future. Let's look at everything you have written down right now as sales appointments. And I want you to look at that list, and I want you to realize one tremendously important aspect of selling to VITO. That list is not going to change. As far as having Seemores names on it, you're always going to have Seemores names on it, but and upgraded and updated with VITO titles like President, CEO, and Owner, and other privileged individuals. That's what the VITO dance is going to do for you. In order to pull this off, we need to embrace VITO rules. Here's the first VITO rule that we are going to embrace. And I'm going to say it once, and the second time I say it, I want you to repeat it with me out loud. VITO rule number 0 is that VITO is the ultimate approver of everything that happens in the organization, including your sale. All together now. VITO is the ultimate approver of everything that happens in the organization, including your sale.
If you want to get on the fast track and get all those C-suite appointments you've worked hard for and deserve so you could sell more faster and crush your quota in the process, then all you need to do is go to our site, VITOSalesTraining.com. Click on the Take Action tab, scroll down till you see the VITO University logo, and check it out. And in the meantime, have yourself a masterful rest of the day. Bye-bye.